Hi, readers. It's Readers Workshop time. I'm going to tell you a little story about something silly I did a couple weeks ago. So I woke up early in the morning, was getting ready for work, and in my bedroom it was kind of dark. So I was really quickly getting dressed, put on my socks, threw on my shoes, and headed for work. And halfway to work, I looked down at my feet and realized that I had two different colored socks on. How embarrassing. They didn't match. And I discovered that had I only done a quick double check of my socks, they would have matched. Do you know, readers, that the same thing can happen to us when we're reading and when we're tackling some tricky words? If we don't do a double check, we could mix up two words really easily. So today, readers, what I want to teach you is that as you read, it's really important to be the kind of reader that does a double check. When we're trying to figure out a tricky word, we want to make sure that the parts of the word look right. But we also want to make sure that the word we're reading makes sense and goes with what's happening in the story. So can you watch me as I read a little bit of Ghazi and Gertie? And I'm going to try to do my best to do a double check when I come to some tricky words. So I know that this book, Ghazi and Gertie, has some tricky words in it. So as I read, I'm going to make sure that I do a double check with the words that I'm reading. So watch me as I read over here. Follow me. Ooh, that was a tricky word. Follow me, screamed Ghazi as she followed Gertie. But wait a minute. Screamed. I think I need to do a double check. I need to make sure that it looks right. Let me look. Oh, wait. When I look closely at the first chunk or part of this word, it's not SC like screamed. It's SH. Shh. And I see that small chunk or word out. Shout. Ed. Oh, I think this word might be shouted. Let me reread it. And I will also do a double check thinking, would the word shouted make sense? Follow me, shouted Ghazi as she followed Gertie. Well, I see the parts, shout Ed, and I know that right now, Ghazi's getting pretty mad and it looks like she's yelling or shouting at Gertie. So, yep, check, check. I've done a double check. This tricky word both looks right and makes sense. Join me in doing a double check as we read this page. Gertie followed a trail of let me look at the first chunk or part. I see G-R, grr. Oh, I know, grass. But wait a minute, I didn't look all the way through the parts of the word. Let me go back and look all the way through the parts of the word. Grr, a, n. Grr, a, n. Let me crush it together. Grain. I need to do a double check. I need to reread and think, does the word grain make sense here? Gertie followed a trail of grain. I see Gertie, and it does look like these are little like pebbles of something. That must be grain. And the word does look right, grain. Gertie followed a trail of grain. Readers, we did a double check. We checked to make sure that the words we were reading looked right and that they made sense with what's happening in the story. And as a reader, this is something that we want to do all the time. We want to be the kinds of readers that are using all of these great strategies for, right? We want to sneak peek the whole page. We want to pick up those really good habits, looking at parts, checking pictures, and getting a running start. But then after we have figured out those words, we really want to do a double check so we don't accidentally read the wrong word. Like I accidentally put 2 different socks on. So readers, you're going to be the kinds of readers that have a ton of great reading habits and a ton of great reading habits for solving tough and tricky words. Now, you're also the kinds of readers that'll do a double check to make sure that it looks right and it makes sense. Off you go to read up a storm and tackle all of those tricky words.